What if a single, common household item could triple your garden's yield, making your food stronger, healthier, and more abundant? Yet you've never heard of it. You've been told that bountiful harvests require expensive chemicals and complicated systems. That's the mainstream narrative, meticulously designed to foster dependency. Today, we expose a shocking truth. A simple, ancient technique they desperately want you to ignore. This isn't just gardening. It's food independence, and a secret so powerful, it threatens the entire industrial agricultural complex. The powers that be don't want you to know this. Imagine your neighbor's reactions when their gardens barely produce, and yours is overflowing. This forbidden trick, involving just one copper wire, will transform your backyard and challenge everything you've been taught. Get ready to reclaim your power because the future of your food security starts now. Look closely at the produce section of your local supermarket. What you see is often a triumph of logistics, but a tragedy for nutrition. We live in an era where industrial agriculture dominates, promising abundance, yet silently eroding the very foundation of our health and food security. Our soils are screaming. Decades of relentless chemical fertilizers, herbicides, and pesticides have stripped them bare, leaving behind a sterile medium barely capable of sustaining life, let alone producing truly nutritious food. While corporate giants push costly chemicals that deplete our soil and health, a simpler, ancient wisdom has been systematically buried. The food you buy is engineered for shelf life, not life force. It travels thousands of miles, picked unripe, and processed to within an inch of its nutritional life. Are you unknowingly consuming empty food? Food that might fill your stomach but leaves your cells starved for vital minerals and vitamins? Your family's health, your very energy and resilience, depends on the quality of what you grow and eat. We're caught in a vicious cycle. Rising food prices due to complex supply chains and geopolitical instability, coupled with a growing insecurity about where our next healthy meal will come from. Mainstream solutions offer more of the same, more chemicals, more monocultures, more dependency. But what if the answer to this looming crisis, the path to reclaiming truly vibrant, abundant food, has been right under our noses, waiting to be rediscovered? What if the key to unlocking nature's true potential has been deliberately hidden, because it threatens the very system designed to control our plates and our pockets? There is another way. Prepare to have your gardening paradigm shattered. For too long, we've been conditioned to believe that farming is an uphill battle against nature, a constant fight requiring endless inputs and chemicals. But what if there was a forgotten technology, a natural force waiting to be harnessed, that could transform your garden into an Eden of abundance? What if that force could be tapped with something as simple and unassuming as a single copper wire? We are talking about electroculture, and specifically, the astonishing power of a simple copper wire. This isn't science fiction. It's a forgotten science that's delivering results so dramatic, they seem almost impossible. Imagine plants that grow taller, faster, and more robustly than anything you've ever seen. Visualize harvests so abundant they redefine what you thought was possible for your space. Picture fruits and vegetables bursting with flavor and nutrient density, far beyond anything found in a store. Electroculture via copper wire promises not just increased yield, we're talking about potentially tripling your harvest, but also incredible pest resistance, reducing your reliance on harmful sprays. It accelerates growth cycles, meaning you get more food, faster. And perhaps most critically, it enhances nutrient uptake, resulting in food that isn't just plentiful, but profoundly healthy. While others struggle with meager harvests, lamenting blights and pests, you could be sitting on an abundance that defies logic. Why are only a select few whispering about this incredible secret? How can something so simple yield such profound results? This isn't just about growing food. It's about unlocking a natural superpower that has been deliberately withheld. The implications for food independence and health are revolutionary. So what exactly is this electroculture? And why does it sound like something out of a science fiction novel? The truth is, this isn't new. Far from it. While mainstream science dismisses it, ancient civilizations likely understood a connection between celestial and earthly energies that we have long since forgotten, building structures and aligning plantings in ways that subtly harnessed these forces. This was common knowledge and intuitive partnership with nature. Fast forward to the 18th and 19th centuries, and this wisdom began to be explored more methodically. In the 1920s, a French farmer named Justin Christofleau was creating a sensation across Europe with his electrifying agricultural methods. Using simple copper and iron antennae, he claimed to amplify the natural electrical and magnetic energies of the earth and atmosphere, producing colossal harvests of vegetables and grains that dwarfed conventional crops. His electrocultured gardens were legendary, drawing visitors and scientists who were astonished by the results. This wasn't magic. It was the application of a natural principle. But then, as the chemical and pharmaceutical industries began their meteoric rise in the mid-20th century, this knowledge started to vanish. A narrative took hold, one that promoted expensive, proprietary chemical inputs as the only path to productivity. Free, accessible, and natural methods like electroculture were a direct threat to this new, profitable paradigm. What was once common knowledge, passed down through generations of observant farmers, was systematically erased from our textbooks and garden manuals, relabeled as fringe or pseudoscience by those who profit from our ignorance. Why did this knowledge disappear? The answer lies in understanding the very forces that govern our modern world, and it begins with a simple question: what if everything we've been told about growing food is designed to keep us dependent? Now, the skeptics, the gatekeepers of conventional agricultural wisdom, will instantly dismiss electroculture. They'll tell you it's woo-woo, pseudoscience, or simply unproven. But the underlying physics of electromagnetism and subtle energy interactions are very real, and to ignore them in the context of plant growth is to ignore a fundamental aspect of life itself. What if the science we're taught is just one limited, often commercially biased perspective, intentionally blind to forces that don't generate profit? The exact mechanisms are still being explored by independent researchers, precisely because mainstream institutions have largely abandoned this field. However, the prevailing theories are compelling. Plants, like all living things, are bioelectrical organisms. They respond to electrical and magnetic fields. Our planet itself is a giant magnet, constantly interacting with cosmic and atmospheric energies. What copper, a highly conductive metal, appears to do is act as an antenna, passively collecting and focusing these natural energies directly into the soil and surrounding plant environment. Think of it as tuning your garden into the Earth's natural radio waves. This subtle electrical enhancement can trigger a cascade of beneficial effects. For one, it's believed to improve water structuring within the soil. Water molecules, when influenced by electrical fields, can organize themselves in a way that makes nutrients more bioavailable for plant roots. This means your plants aren't just getting more water. They're getting better water, capable of dissolving and transporting essential minerals more efficiently. Furthermore, these subtle electrical currents can stimulate microbial activity in the soil, fostering a healthier, more vibrant ecosystem beneath the surface. Beneficial bacteria and fungi, crucial for nutrient cycling and disease suppression, thrive in these energized environments. This, in turn, boosts nutrient availability and uptake, making your plants more resilient and vigorous. Copper also subtly interacts with the geomagnetic field, enhancing the plant's own inherent electrical potential. This isn't about shocking your plants. It's about providing a gentle, constant energetic boost that optimizes their natural processes. What fundamental energies have we been taught to ignore, to our own detriment? The secret ingredient is not a chemical, but a universal force. Understanding why it works, even if the official science is lagging, gives you an edge no big corporation can buy. You're leveraging natural intelligence, not industrial might, to grow your food. And the results speak for themselves. Don't just take my word for it. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding, or in this case, in the towering tomato plants, the giant cabbages, and the disease-resistant fruit trees thriving in gardens around the world. While academic institutions often shy away from electroculture, claiming a lack of peer-reviewed studies in their modern framework, the real-world evidence and forgotten historical records paint a different picture entirely. Imagine seeing zucchini plants that produce twice the fruit, or corn stalks standing rigid and tall, defying the usual pests. We've compiled countless accounts from everyday gardeners who, after installing simple copper antennae, saw their harvests explode. We're talking about tomatoes that were once stunted now bursting with vitality, kale growing so vigorously it could feed an army, and peppers developing an unprecedented resistance to common blights. These aren't isolated incidents. These are consistent, repeatable transformations that you could be experiencing. Dive into the archives of 19th-century agricultural journals, and you'll find reports of experiments where electroculture was scientifically measured, showing significant increases in crop yield and quality. There are faded photographs of vineyards in France using copper wires that produced grapes of exceptional size and flavor, even in years of poor conditions. These historical records, suppressed or conveniently forgotten, serve as a stark reminder that this knowledge isn't some modern fad. It's a rediscovery of fundamental truths. Many in our burgeoning community are already seeing these results, sharing their astonishing before and after photos, depicting gardens that went from struggling to thriving almost overnight. Are you next to witness this powerful change? This isn't theoretical, this is happening in backyards, on homesteads, and in community gardens right now. So, with such compelling evidence, both historical and contemporary, the most pressing question becomes, if this is so effective, why isn't it common knowledge? Why isn't every farmer and gardener utilizing this simple, powerful secret? The answer is far more insidious than you might imagine. So, with compelling evidence stretching from ancient times to modern independent growers, why is something so simple, so effective, and so profoundly beneficial to both plants and people ignored, even ridiculed by mainstream agriculture? Why isn't this in every gardening book, taught in every agricultural school? The answer is simple, yet deeply troubling: profit and control. This isn't just about growing food. It's about power and a system built on your dependency. Imagine the multi-billion-dollar industries that currently thrive on selling you solutions for every perceived gardening problem. Synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, an endless conveyor belt of chemical products, each with a price tag, each requiring repeat purchases. What happens to their business model if a gardener can achieve superior results with a few cents worth of copper wire, using nothing but the Earth's natural energy? What happens if you no longer need their proprietary seeds, engineered to respond only to their specific chemical cocktails? The entire edifice crumbles. This isn't an accident. This is deliberate suppression. Free, accessible, and highly effective alternatives like electroculture threaten the financial empires built on our agricultural ignorance. They profit from your lack of knowledge, from your struggle, from your endless cycle of buying their inputs year after year. Electroculture offers liberation. It's a technology of empowerment that gives the control back to the individual, the homesteader, the community gardener. This knowledge directly undermines the financial incentives of giant corporations whose bottom line depends on you staying reliant on their products. They will tell you it's unscientific or anecdotal, but the truth is, it's a threat to their monopoly. This is the ultimate contrast framing. On one side, a system designed for corporate gain and centralized control. On the other, a natural method that fosters abundance, resilience, and true food independence. This isn't just about growing a bigger tomato. It's about reclaiming power over your food, your health, and your future. If everyone knew this secret, what would happen to the fertilizer and pesticide industries? This knowledge doesn't just threaten their profits. It threatens their entire empire. They want you dependent, we want you free. Now that you understand the profound power and the reasons for its suppression, it's time to turn knowledge into action. This isn't theory. This is actionable intelligence you can use today to transform your garden. You don't need a degree in advanced physics or a massive budget. You just need a few dollars, some common sense, and a desire for true abundance. We're going to give you your blueprint for implementing copper electroculture, empowering you to create a thriving food source right in your backyard. First, let's talk materials. The most common and effective material is pure copper wire. You can often find this as bare electrical wire, or even from salvaged sources like old motors. Just make sure it's clean. Gauges from 12 gauge to 18 gauge work well, but the thinner gauges are easier to work with. The beauty is its simplicity. This isn't about complex circuits or electricity from your house. It's about harnessing subtle atmospheric and telluric currents. The simplest and most popular method involves creating an atmospheric antenna. For this, cut a length of copper wire, perhaps 6 to 8 feet long. At one end, create a tight, upward spiraling coil, or a pyramidal shape. Some believe these shapes help focus and draw in more energy. At the other end, attach a simple stake, either wood or copper, and firmly push it into the soil near your plants. The copper wire should extend upwards, allowing it to interact with the atmosphere, while the bottom of the stake grounds the energy into the root zone. You can place these strategically around your garden, perhaps one for every 50 to 100 square feet, or one near each major plant group. Another effective technique is burying copper wire directly in the soil. For row crops, you can lay lengths of bare copper wire a few inches deep, running parallel to your planting rows. This subtly electrifies the root zone, directly enhancing microbial activity and nutrient uptake. For individual plants, you can coil a small length of copper wire around the base, just under the soil surface. Experiment with different placements and observe the results. Remember, the goal is to create a harmonious, energetic field for your plants. This is about working with nature, not against it. Start small, document your process, and watch your garden come alive. This simple act of installation is a powerful step towards true food independence. While the copper wire antenna is a powerful entry point, it's just the beginning of exploring the vast, largely forgotten world of electroculture. Once you've seen the undeniable results from your basic setup, a deeper dive reveals an array of other techniques that can further amplify your garden's vitality and production. The copper wire opens the door. These methods widen it into a grand hall of possibilities. Consider the intriguing designs of Lakovsky coils, intricate copper spirals believed to generate beneficial frequencies that resonate with living cells, boosting plant health and resilience at a fundamental level. These aren't just decorative. They're designed to interact with subtle energy fields. Or explore the concept of magnetic gardening, where strategically placed magnets influence water and soil structure, creating a more conducive environment for growth. There are also specific applications of copper, such as embedding wire into trellises or creating elaborate pyramidal structures that channel atmospheric energy directly to specific crops. Each method offers a unique approach to harnessing the unseen forces that govern life. The copper wire is just the beginning. There's an entire world of forgotten wisdom waiting to be unlocked, promising even greater abundance and resilience for your plants. What other secrets are hidden in plain sight, waiting for intrepid gardeners like you to uncover and apply? This journey of discovery into natural energetics is truly limitless. What you're doing by implementing copper electroculture isn't just gardening. It's an act of profound independence. Every plant you grow using these forbidden methods is a statement against a system designed to keep you reliant. You are actively participating in a silent revolution, taking back control of your food supply from corporations and governmental narratives that profit from your dependence. This isn't merely about growing larger vegetables. It's about cultivating self-sufficiency, resilience, and a deep connection to the Earth's natural rhythms. You're not just a gardener. You're a food rebel, joining a growing movement of individuals who understand that true freedom begins with the ability to feed yourself and your community with vibrant, nutrient-dense food. This is about building a better future, one empowered garden at a time. The time for passive consumption is over. Now is the time for action. Don't just watch this video. Act on it. Take the plunge. Get some copper wire. Implement these simple electroculture techniques in your garden, and experience the transformation for yourself. Document your journey, film your setup, photograph your plant's incredible growth, and track your increased yields. Then, share your results with us. Your experiences are invaluable to this growing movement. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next reveal. More importantly, join the conversation in the comments below. What are your initial thoughts? What results are you seeing? Ask questions, share tips, and connect with fellow food warriors. Don't be left behind while others are thriving. Start today. Your garden and your freedom depend on it. We've pulled back the curtain on a truth they desperately tried to bury. The simple, elegant power of a copper wire in your garden is not a myth. It is a proven, transformative technique that can redefine your relationship with food. You now stand at a crossroads. Continue down the path of corporate dependency, or embrace the ancient wisdom that empowers you to cultivate unparalleled abundance and health. The choice is stark. and the stakes couldn't be higher for your family's future. The truth about nature's profound energy has been suppressed, but no longer. The time for awakening is now. Your harvest and your freedom await. Go forth and grow, not just plants, but a future built on true independence.